Home Depot had a Black Friday sale on Milwaukee bits. I think this is a 145 piece kit. It's got these 4 nice little toolboxes. The only problem is, what's inside of which one? I have no idea. And Murphy says, whichever one you look in, that's not the right one. It's going to be the last one you look in. And I've just started purchasing the Milwaukee Packout boxes. These things are modular. One locks into the next one. This is the thinnest model that they have. They have all different sizes. And usually use these little bins to put your stuff in. And the way the top of the bin is shaped and the top of the lid actually fits down inside, so it stops anything from migrating from one bin to the other, even if you turn it upside down and shake it. So on the Milwaukee Packout Facebook page, one of the users, I'll post his information, give him credit for this idea, was he took these toolkits and put them inside one of these boxes. And that way when you open up the lid and take a look, you can see all your bits at once. I thought that was a pretty good first step. Now with these bins, they tip and you can pull your bits out, but if you force it, they'll actually stand upright. If you start standing them completely upright, you'll see that there's a lot of wasted space here. And these can be pulled out and moved. And you can start stacking them a little closer than where Milwaukee had them packed. Now I don't intend on folding these flat once again, and I'm going to take this half of the lid off. But you start getting the idea. Now I'm going to end up taking only half of this box. And this lid is actually held in place with these little push-in hinge pins. Now I've got it started. I can get a pair of needle nose on it. You don't have to worry about them falling out. Now I can save that, put that somewhere where I'll never find it again. This makes it a little easier for me to quickly recognize which bit it is. It's a little more difficult when they're laying flat. But you can see now I've almost doubled the density of this box. So I will take all of these, consolidate them down as much as I can, then just take some hot glue, place it as far over as I can, and bond those into place. And I'll end up doing something here for the middle. I have some hex extensions and some longer bits. They're not part of the Milwaukee kits, but I find those quite useful. Okay, I was able to take 4 boxes like that and consolidate it down into the equivalent of 2.5 boxes. And all of the longer bits still flip up for access. That's my very noisy parrot in the background being rude. Okay, so I will now put these into there. Okay, all of these bits all clear the lid when it's closed. These are a little taller, and those are going to hit. So all the short ones can stay vertical. All the longer ones, set them up so they can still lay down flat. Now I have an extra compartment free, so I will probably 3D print a couple of boxes, or I can have a couple of these bins for loose items. And the last step is just go get my glue gun warmed up, and I will set those into place. And it looks like this will probably be in the way, so I will go ahead and remove that as well. It does just clear in here, but it's close. I think they use the same technique that they've done everywhere else here, where it's just got a couple of little latches. Yep, I just forced it over until it popped out. You can see the little pins on the end here. Perfect. When I went to go grab my glue gun, I found my VHB adhesive strips I had ordered a while back. These are very thin, but they're incredibly strong. And I think I'm going to use these instead of the hot glue. With some effort, you can peel stuff off of this later, but it is very difficult and takes kind of a steady pressure with a twisting motion to break it free. When you first apply it, you have a period of time that you can move it around, peel it up and stick it back down, but once it's had a chance to set up overnight, it really wants to be permanent. And there's an issue. This is actually recessed, so that thin strip actually falls down into this recessed area. So I'll have to use a couple of these at once. So I ran out of the little strips, but I also have a roll of it. This is just a clear version of the same thing. The VHB acronym stands for Very High Bond. And there's lots of demonstrations where this is used in the commercial field. If you go on YouTube and do a search, it is very impressive stuff. I've used it for years on outside projects. I actually attached some smaller solar panels to an aluminum frame with the same material. And had it on my roof for about 3 years before we moved, and I took it all down. And we ended up going through a tropical storm, and all my panels stayed exactly where I put them. These are some of the other accessories I'm going to have in there. This allows you to use sockets with your impact driver. 6-inch Phillips. A 6-inch adapter, and I think that's a 4-inch adapter. So if you need to get somewhere you can't reach otherwise, you can do that sort of thing. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet, so I'll just leave those bins in there for now. And there you go. Last thing I want to do is put a label on the handle so I know that this is my bit box. When I have these stacked, I can't see what's in here because it'll have more totes on the top. That was a pretty quick and easy mod.